The year's 1988. You're a 16-year-old Mark Wahlberg, high on PCP. You see two Vietnamese men carrying some beers leaving a convenience store. You start yelling racial slurs at them, right before knocking one out with a wooden stick. You yell some more racial slurs, then knock the other one out with a vicious punch. Then you pick up the beers and leave. This actually happened. Wahlberg was eventually charged with attempted murder, but pleaded guilty to felony assault, earning a 2-year prison sentence, but only serving 45 days. Wahlberg has apologized for the assaults in various interviews over the years and continues to show remorse for his actions as a young man. But there are those few people who think he's simply apologizing so he can eventually get his felony pardoned. What do you think?
We've seen the man who was the victim of that crime come out and say, I forgive him, I want to see him get that pardon, and in fact, he didn't actually blind me.
Well, first and foremost, being grateful that, my prayers are answered, that he would be able to forgive me. And second of all, the weight off my shoulders for thinking for 27 years that I caused this horrific injury and knowing that it wasn't because of that incident, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that, I was reckless and, unfortunately, if it was my own mother that was coming out of that store, in that drunken and drug state, that's what would have happened. And that's not a good place to be. That scares me more than anything.
Mark Wahlberg has just done to take an incredible stand against all of the absolutely disgusting things that Hollywood continues to do that we know about.
Mark Wahlberg joins the growing list of celebrities who have left Los Angeles in recent years.
Do you think that Hollywood is surprised that movies like this that take religion seriously do so well? There's been a spate of them the last few years.
I think it'll continue to open people's eyes.
What the hell was going on? Because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
Right.
Hollywood is in shambles as Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson pair up and Denzel Washington rages. Lights, cameras, and a whole lot of Hollywood drama. Grab your popcorn and prepare to be dazzled as we delve into the glitzy world of Tinseltown's elite. From explosive collaborations to jaw-dropping revelations, this is the juicy gossip that has the industry buzzing like never before. Get ready to witness the secrets, the scandals, and the stars who aren't afraid to challenge the status quo. Buckle up, folks, because this is Hollywood Unleashed, and we're about to spill all the tea. You won't believe the electrifying news shaking up Hollywood. The dynamic duo of Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson is teaming up for an explosive new film, and Tinseltown is trembling with anticipation and fear. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this is the juiciest scoop you've been waiting for. Mark Wahlberg and Mel Gibson are about to rock the industry with their collaboration in the upcoming blockbuster Flight Risk. Can you imagine the sparks flying on set? It's the talk of the town, and the Hollywood elites don't know what bombshells to expect. The Hollywood bigwigs are freaking out. You see, Mark and Mel aren't the type to be silenced. They're all about challenging the status quo and speaking their truth. That's why their recent meeting with none other than former President Donald Trump has sent shockwaves through the industry. Jack White, in particular, was especially unhappy with the meeting. He's
4 celebrities who should be rotting in prison. Number 4. Mark Wahlberg. Before he was selling burgers and saving Transformers, Marky Mark was a violent felon. He beat a Vietnamese man so badly that the victim went partially blind. The charge was attempted murder. The sentence? A measly 45 days. He spent more time filming Ted than he did in a cell. Number 3. Vince Neil. The Motley Crue singer drove drunk, crashed and killed his passenger, Razzle from Hanoi Rocks. A normal person would get 10 years, but Vince got 15 days. He literally served 2 weeks for a human life. That's not a sentence, that's a bad vacation. Number 2. Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn rear-ended a car on PCH, pushing it into traffic, where the driver was killed instantly. Most people would face vehicular manslaughter charges, but Caitlyn faced 0 charges. She paid a settlement and went back to playing golf. Number 1. Matthew Broderick. This is actually sickening. He drove the wrong way in Ireland and killed a mother and daughter head-on. He faced 5 years in prison but was convicted of careless driving and fined $175. 2 lives were worth the price of a fancy dinner. He definitely sold his soul.
How old are you again? 27?
59. No, 54.
54. Yeah.
Can you believe me? I'm really that fucking old looking, huh? I know I've been in the game.
Nah, seriously, man. Yo, to be doing this at 3 in the morning, man, I gotta say, this is fucking dumb. This is fucking dumb. Everybody's up at 3 a.m.
Everybody does think I'm fucking crazy.
Yo, why not just chill out? What is this, man? 3 in the morning.